Okay, welcome everyone. So let's start. Today we are going to carry forward whatever we had studied in our previous lecture. But what we will do is with the very basic ideal MOSFET characteristics which we obtained in our last lecture, we will try to design some very fundamental circuits. Okay, like a static CMOS inverter itself. But we will understand it from the perspective of what is happening inside the device. Okay. So, okay, before that, we have to understand that we are essentially dealing with the CMOS circuits over here, right? Complementary MOSFETs. So that means we will be having a PMOS as well. So we will look into how PMOS varies, P MOSFET will vary with respect to an N MOSFET. Okay. So um, let's go ahead. So this is something which we already saw in our last previous lecture. Okay, the same diagrams. The only thing I have done additionally in that Python code is that in our previous lecture, remember we had these dots, right? These dots were essentially corresponding to the points where the device is moving from linear to the saturation region or saturation to the linear region. Okay, or vice versa. Basically, that's the boundary of the linear saturation regions. Excellent. So those points were that. So what I have done now, the new thing is that I have essentially developed a model for the uh, line which is crossing these points. And in our previous lecture, as we have seen, that this dotted line is corresponding to this part here. Okay, that is VGS is equal to VDS plus VT, because here we are speaking about the VGS axis, right? Now, when we are dealing with the ID VDS plot, so this is the VDS axis, so we will be having consequently VDS equal to VGS minus VT. Okay. Now, these are the ideal MOSFET characteristics. I often write MOST which stands for metal oxide semiconductor transistor. Instead of writing FET every time, I can use that also. Okay. So these are the ideal MOS transistor characteristics. But you should keep in mind that these are only for N MOSFET. Okay, so I'll just put N over here. This is important. Okay, we are going to check out the P MOSFET after a while. But before we go into this, one very important thing which I must straight away mention that in the very beginning, because later on we will look into those finer aspects. Okay, we will look into scaling mechanisms also, like how does scaling affect the circuit behavior. Okay, in our previous course on PMMD we had discussed like what are the influences of scaling on the device behavior. Okay, in this course we will look into the what are the effects of scaling on the circuit behavior. Okay, so this is, however, not a question of the scaling, but however, scaling has a huge impetus on this. Notice I have written that I have ignored the channel length modulation. Okay, so as in our previous lecture, I had already told you that this line hmm, is the same as this line. If you notice, this is VGS equal to VDS plus VT, since this is the VGS axis here, and this is VDS equal to VGS minus VT. Basically the same equation. The only thing is here it is VDS axis. Okay, so they are the same lines here. However, I have translated this line to here as well, where I have drawn VDS equal to VGS. Here it is VDS equal to VOV. VOV overdrive is basically VGS minus VT, right? We have seen that. Now, when we are translating this line further away by a DC shift of Vt, you can see this is VGS minus Vt plus Vt. Remember, Vt was how much? 0.5, and this is the Vt over here. I have mentioned it here also. Okay. So, what is the implication of this shift will become clear when we deal with the channel length modulation. Okay, this is going to be very important. In fact, very important. I'm emphasizing this at the very beginning itself in your analog IC design course. Okay, just as a passing comment, analog IC design course has begun already. I need to know
Yes, sir.
what the other professors are teaching so that I can be at par. Huh? What is being taught in analog IC design? Hello.
Just the introductory session has happened, and some concepts like loading effect and Miller effect, like just general questions were asked and discussed.
Okay. 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 Very good. So later on, you will see, like if you don't learn it over there, you can remind me. I will teach this part in this advanced VLSI design also. So as far as your digital VLSI is concerned, okay, like digital VLSI means advanced VLSI design. Mostly, we will deal with digital VLSI anyway. This is the criterion which is going to be followed. Okay, this is sufficient for our requirements. Okay, in earlier days, please understand this. Earlier days meaning at the time of microelectronic devices and all that, this influence of channel length modulation was not so severe. But when you are going to the lower technologies, less than 90 nanometers or so, sub 100 nanometer technology, okay, then this is a modern concept. Modern concept means this is not a modern concept actually, but this is very important, so to speak. Okay, why? Here I have written that it is ignoring the channel length modulation. So if it is a very large device, like 40-year-old device, 1970s device, okay, in that case, the device will be like 250 nanometer or even more, 500 nanometer. It is zero point 0.5 micron technology. In those devices, this part, the saturation region, as you can see over here in this plot, these are flat. Okay, so what does it imply? In our next classes, when we deal with the channel length modulation in depth, you will understand that this is essentially got to do with the output resistance or RO. These are the topics to be studied in your analog IC design in great details. So if you don't cover it over there, please tell me. As I said, whether you are learning from me or Parikshit sir or Syed sir doesn't matter. You should know it. Okay, from whichever source. That's important. So these are flat because I have ignored the channel length modulation. In modern technology, you cannot avoid this problem. Okay, and then it matters a lot whether you are making the circuit at this saturation level or at this saturation level. And there is a special nomenclature for this which is absent in the standard mode of teaching. Probably Sayed sir did not mention, or whoever. In NPTEL lectures at the BTech level, people don't discuss this. That is, the region in this is an IDVDS plot, right? Everybody is clear on this. So the region where the region this region over here between this line, which is VDS equal to VGS minus VT, that is VDS equal to VOV, and this line which is VDS equal to VGS, this is called the soft saturation region. As I said, this demarcation was not there previously. You will often not find it in the textbooks also, but this is very important in modern technology, and if you are into research you will understand this. This is a soft saturation region. And this part, when VDS is greater than VGS, this is called the deep saturation region. This will have serious implications in analog IC design, as I'm telling you. But since at the very beginning, you are going to begin with the analog IC design, I think it is better to, uh, and since we are dealing with the devices right now, it's better to tell. So, what is the region for the soft saturation? VOV less than VDS less than VGS. Of course, this overdrive has to be greater than 0 in order for the transistor to even operate. Correct? That means VOV greater than 0 means VGS greater than VT. If VGS is not greater than VT, what will happen? If you notice here, look at this. I'm highlighting this. VGS equal to 0.5. VT is equal to 0.5 here. So when VGS is equal to 0.5 or even lower, current is, it's appearing as 0. Please do not say current is 0. It is in the subthreshold. Okay. I'm emphasizing it every time. Don't say it is cut off. Again, as I said, cut off and all that was earlier concept. 40 years ago, 20 years ago, people used to say it is cut off or the switched off. Okay. What I'm trying to emphasize here, um, that always be aware that industry is going much ahead of academics. In academics, we are still talking about the transistor is switched off. The transistor is never switched off. If the transistor was switched off, then you will be very happy. Your smartphone will keep its charge for 6 months instead of one day. Transistor is not switched off, and that is the reason why you have got leakages. And that is one of the main objectives of this course. We are going to study each and every power consumption sources inside the circuit. Okay. So when we say that the transistor is switched off in this region, meaning that there is current is 0. Wow. Then there is no static leakages, right? Not at all. You will find that static leakages, and especially in the modern technology, these leakages are probably 10 times lower than the on current. So basically you can't even think about it as switched off. Okay, so that's this course is about. So coming back to this thing, so soft saturation region is here. The deep saturation, obviously, sorry, the deep saturation is what? VGS. I'll put VTN here. Okay, I should write in MOSFET. In MOSFET. Okay, everybody clear? So this deep saturation concept and the soft saturation concept, why deep saturation is important for analog IC design, not for digital. We will understand this later when we are going through channel length modulation. Okay, so I'm going to clarify many concepts in analog also. Okay, I mean, so whatever you are missing in the analog IC design, you can tell me. I'll take up over here. All right. So now, first of all, again, as I said, today we are going to begin with the circuit design aspects of the devices. Okay. If anybody is typing, please can you switch on your microphone and tell me? It's difficult for me to.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, even though it is soft saturation or deep saturation, the current is constant, sir. Like once if it reaches
No.
VOV,
No. That is why I am emphasizing it over here so much. This is constant because I have ignored this.
okay. So in deep saturation, we are considering channel length modulation.
No. If there is channel length modulation in the next 1 or 2 classes after
Yeah,
I have started
current will
the
be
circuit-
increases, sir.
No, wait. After we have started with the basic circuits, then I will introduce channel length modulation into the picture.
Okay,
Then
sir.
you will notice that this flattening of this curve will occur only after deep saturation. In the soft saturation, you will have a slope because of channel length modulation. Here it is not visible. No matter how much I zoom in, you will always find that it is flat. Because that is why I am mentioning this term at the very beginning. Because we are ignoring the channel length modulation. When we will include the channel length modulation, then I will show you the Python code. In the Python code, for example, I have not included the channel length modulation term. Once I do it, then there will be a slope over here. Okay. And then the deep saturation operation is important for certain class of analog IC designs, not all. So when you are designing analog ICs, for example, in your analog IC design course, mostly professors will tell you, okay, soft saturation mein kaam banega when VDS is greater than VOV. This line. This is the linear saturation boundary. So if you're speaking about linear saturation boundary, this is the line only. Because remember, this is the linear. Correct? This is the saturation. So all I'm suggesting is that saturation region remains the same. The whole part. This entire region is saturation region.
Yes, sir.
Okay? The only thing I'm telling you, for a special class of analog IC designs, specific IC designs, I am not telling the names right now, or how to design, or why to design, or how this deep saturation can be attained, and all those things I will explain later. Okay? The only thing is that just keep in mind, this is probably a new concept, that there is, in addition to VDS equal to VOV line, in modern technology, we also consider VDS equal to VGS line.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Then this part is going to be very important for a certain class of analog applications, not digital.
Okay.
Digital ke liye, linear and saturation boundary is sufficient.
Okay,
that is only sufficient. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Why this is important, we will understand when we put the channel length modulation. And what you are just telling is that it is going to be flat nonetheless. No. What is going to happen is you are going to have a slope over here.
Small slope, small rising
Small
current
slope
will be there. Okay.
And that slope is going to determine the gain of the transistor.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Remember, GM into R naught, if you remember, that is the intrinsic gain of the transistor. Okay. This RO is going to be low in this soft saturation region because there will be a slope. So if you are dealing with a large device, old device, 40-year-old device, that means 500 nanometer device, what will happen? This is going to be flat anyway. So this is flat means RO is very high, AVO is very high. But in modern technology, it's not going to be happening. Okay. We will look into that later.
Okay.
Okay. That will be really interesting. Okay. So just keep this in mind that there is also another line.
Okay, sir.
We will see that.
Okay, sir.
Sir?
Yes, please.
Sir, for PMOS, the relation will get reversed.
Exactly. Why and all, I'll be explaining right now.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So this part, you just kind of at the back of your head, you keep the deep saturation, and that the reason why I drew this is because later on when we'll be doing the channel length modulation, you will find the slope. Then I will compare this diagram with the one where you will find a slope, and we will do some mathematical analysis for that also. Okay. All right. Very good. So now comes the most important, one of the most fundamental concepts of how to use these devices. This is a MOSFET, right? This has the MOSFET IV characteristics. Instead of MOSFET, you can use, my current research is also involving memristors, right? So memristor also will be having similar characteristics. BJT has similar characteristics. Okay. You will have tunnel FETs. That is what I am doing the last several years. So tunnel FET devices, they are also having the similar characteristics. Now, how to use this device, given that this is like a black box? So in this course, we are like circuit engineers, IC designers. Okay. So as an IC designer, आपको एक black box दिया गया है. So this is your black box. And this black box, you do not bother whether it is a tunnel FET, FinFET, MOSFET, gun diode, not gun diode, BJT, okay, CNFET, doesn't matter. All you are concerned with as an IC designer is the IV characteristics. Okay. The input will be VGS, VDS, output is ID. Simple. What is inside? No need to bother. So as an IC designer, your IC designs begin with these characteristics. There is another characteristics which I have not dealt with is, what is that? Can anybody tell?
CV characteristics.
Exactly. Very good. Okay. So this part we are going to check it out later, because whatever we are doing right now, I am not including the capacitance. So that means these things are valid only for DC or low frequencies. Very, very important. Okay. unless you include the capacitance kind of considerations, your design will not be valid, or your design will not be valid actually for high frequencies. Okay, so CV characteristics is also something which we'll see later. Okay, awesome. Now, how to use these devices, forget about whether it is MOSFET or anything, how to use these devices for analog application and digital application. बहुत important बात. First thing, in digital, we are considering it only as an electronic switch. Very, very basic. 0 and 1. Okay. In my research field, in my research group, you can check it out, NDCR, Nanoelectronic Devices and Circuits Research Lab. So in this, our NDCR group, you will find that we have kind of several papers on ternary logic also. Okay, so that means 0, 1 and 2. So whether it is binary, that is 0 and 1, or we are doing with 0, 1 or 2, these three logic states. Why are we doing from binary to ternary? Why ternary is better? You can refer to my papers, or you can ask me separately. But that's this is specifically in the research domain right now. So whether it is binary or ternary or quaternary, whichever, all of these fall in the domain of digital VLSI. Excuse me. In digital VLSI, we are only concerned about exact states, either 0 state, 1 state, or 2 state. Then I will also expedite another very important concept, the difference between voltage logic state and logic level. Who can tell me?
Logic level means like voltages.
Logic level are voltages and logic states are
Binary.
zero, exactly 0, 1, 2, all that. Okay, very good. Who was that? Who answered it?
So Prithviraj.
Prithviraj, yes. So I explained this in our PMMD course. So logic level is basically the voltage level. Okay, so that means this is a state and this is a level. So 0, 1, level will be, this is ground or 0 volt, level will be VDD or what, that depends on the technology. So if we are speaking about 180 nanometer, it will be 1.8 volt. समझ में आ गया ना सबको? This is very important. This is important on another aspect also. This logic state is something which you define for the implementation of the digital ICs. Now, in a particular application, I can definitely use this as a logic 1, this as a logic 0 state. I can do that. Isn't it? I can do that. This is how I'm defining it. Excellent, I can do that. But usually people don't, because this is just a matter of putting an inverter at the output stage. Simple. Okay? But you can define that. So please keep that in mind. So logic level is a physical quantity. Logic state is an abstraction. So when you are switching between the logic states, better to tell logic levels, okay? 0 to VDD, VDD to 0. Then you are switching the transistor from what? When it is having very low current to a very high current. So that means whenever there is a high current, as you can see over here, that means the resistance is low. Correct? Current ज़्यादा है, यानी कि resistance कम होगा. यहाँ पर current देखो practically 0 है, leakages हैं, subthreshold region है. So that means the resistance is very high. So with the application of this particular bias voltage, some excitation, you are basically shifting the resistance of this device from, this is very high, this I will not call it 0, Better to say just high to low. That is better. Okay, you are switching between this. Okay. Similarly, if you come over here, if you notice, of course, ignoring channel length modulation, here the resistance is, I mean, the current is becoming flat. That means even though you are increasing the voltage here, the current is not increasing. So effectively, your resistance in the saturation region as a whole, I will understand this resistance much more details when we go with the channel length modulation. Okay. As of now, just let's consider this is high and this is linear region, so that means R is low. Okay, so you are transferring the resistive state of this transistor from the high to low and vice versa. Okay, that is the reason why these devices are called transistor. This one and this one. Okay, so we will just remove this part and it turns out to be a transistor. Okay, that means the word transistor, when we say field effect transistor, BJT is bipolar junction transistor, tunnel field effect transistor, CN FET, carbon nanotube field effect transistor. So what is the meaning of transistor? That means transfer resistor. We are simply shifting the resistance offered by the device from a high state to low state and vice versa. Got it? Now, where are we going to design our analog and digital ICs? Very, very important concept. Notice, as I said, that when you are trying to design a digital IC, ठीक है, आपको switch के हिसाब से देखना है. So that means you are thinking whether it is a high resistance state or a low resistance state. High resistance state means the current will be very low. When it is a low resistance state, current will be very high. Very simple. So that means in digital ICs, you are essentially going to design the circuit considering only VGS equal to VT line. Okay, so that means when your VGS is switching higher than VT, the current transistor is conducting. That means current is flowing. When VGS is becoming sufficiently lower than VT, notice sufficiently lower, because when VGS is slightly lower than VT, it is in the subthreshold. I want to make it completely off. So when VGS is sufficiently lower, so sufficiently lower matlab, I will try to keep VGS as close to 0 as possible. Okay, this is important, the word sufficiently lower, because later on next class only I will begin with noise margin. Okay, the noise margin analysis, we will see what does it implication. Agar VGS is slightly lower than VT, still it may not be logic level 0. Okay, logic state 0 for that matter. Now, so if you want to switch our VGS across VT, that VGS equal to VT line, okay, this point, that is for digital IC design. Okay, analog IC design mein, we are not bothered about switching the transistor off or else trying to keep the transistor, the gate bias to be completely 0, because in that case the transistor is completely switched off. The current will be so low, as I'm telling you, VGS equal to 0 means current will be very, very low. That will be the off current. Sometimes, not sometimes, nowadays very often people are actually using analog IC designs in the subthreshold region. We will look into subthreshold designs in this course. So in analog IC design, you will be operating in the saturation region alone. Okay, so in the saturation region means you are going to deal with whether we will see this, that you are going to the DC point, the quiescent point or the DC point, Q point, whichever way you call it, is set in such a way that the Q point will ensure that the entire swing of the transistor will always be in the saturation region. Why and all that we will see later. Okay, so That means what I'm suggesting is that the devices will always operate in the saturation region. So the analog operation, so this is the digital. So when you are designing digital ICs, it's all about whether VGS is higher than VT or VGS is lower than VT. This is what you will be designing. If you come into this diagram, where is the digital domain? Can anybody tell? PMMD students?
Edge of saturation, sir. This one.
Edge of saturation? No. Think edge of saturation is a constant for analog.
Sir, near to zero.
Exactly, not zero, near to VT. Now comes the important part. And that is one of the reasons why when you are dealing with digital ICs, people will never see this diagram mostly. Okay, you don't deal with this diagram. ID VDS आप देखते नहीं हो. For digital IC designs, आप ID VGS देखते हो, so that you can see the VT. This ID VDS plot is primarily used for analog IC designs. Okay, so अगर हमें यहाँ पर digital देखने हैं, then notice that this is VGS equal to 0.5 and VT is 0.5. So where is the characteristics corresponding to that? This one, right? The blue line. As one of you said, it is zero. It's not exactly zero. It's very, it's lower than microamperes. Let us say it like that. Much lower than microamperes, maybe nanoamperes or so of current. Okay. Now the point is, if it is so low, you are essentially, that means digital IC design के लिए आप क्या कर रहे हो? You are essentially either turning it on, that means VGS is greater than VT. That means for digital operation, any of these characteristics are fine. Because only this is the point where VGS is equal to VT. That means at this point exactly. Then everything which you see over here, any of these characteristics can function as your digital IC design. Because it is current is flowing, right? जैसे मैंने बताया कि for digital IC design, it doesn't matter whether VGS is what exact value is VGS is, because we are only concerned about whether current is flowing or not. Correct. In fact, later on we will be looking into the power reduction techniques in the circuit. Then we will say that okay, if power is such a big concern, we will try to use VGS equal to 0.6, the red one, orange one over here, as you can see, rather than VGS equal to 1 volt over here. Because if VGS equal to 1 volt, that means current is like 250 microamperes, which is huge. Rather, I am only concerned about making it logic 0 or logic 1. ठीक है? तो मैं यहीं पर ही बिठाऊंगा ना, आपका current minimum आएगा. It is probably working at 10 microamperes instead of 250. Power will be reduced. Yes or no? Because for digital IC design, you don't have to bother about how much current. We have to bother about सिर्फ आपका logic state VDD, logic state 0 या 1 reach कर रहा है या नहीं. That means logic level should be either 0 or VDD. That's it. Nobody cares about how much current it is doing. Rather, if somebody cares, they will say that okay, current को reduce करो. Okay, so it's not necessary to look into IDVDS in the digital IC design course. Okay, now in analog IC design course में, so just to come up, यहाँ पर जैसे arrow है ना, for digital it is very close to this VGS equal to 0.5 वाला line, VGS equal to VT line. Okay, so this IDVDS plot doesn't really represent, so to speak, the digital IC design analysis. Okay, but however, for analog IC design analysis, the situation is just the reverse. Analog में we are always operating in which region? As I said, saturation region. यहाँ पर saturation region कहाँ है? We have dealt with it in the previous lecture, right? Anything VGS below VT is sub VT, sub threshold. Don't say cutoff. Then when VDS is equal to, let's say anything, this whichever, this green color, what is that green color? 100 millivolt. Okay, this green color is the VDS equal to 100 millivolt. Okay, now this green color is this is the VDS plus VT line. Obviously देखो VDS कितना है? This is VDS, right? So this is 100 millivolt, so इसको 0.1 करते हैं. VT कितना है? 0.5. Okay, so this is 0.5. How much is it? 0.6. 0.6. Makes sense? Very good. Now let us understand this. So as many of you already know, last time you have already, everybody answered it. So this is a saturation, this is a linear region. Okay, so when I'm speaking about digital IC designs, तब हमने क्या देखा? In IDVDS plot, the entire digital IC design is constricted only within this region, very, very close to the zero axis only for digital IC design. So this is not helpful. Analog IC design के लिए IDVGS plot में, it is only within this region, saturation. The entire story is over here. This is linear. We will never go in the linear region. So for analog IC design, this IDVDS plot is a better representation. Got it, everyone? Huh? Understanding, right? Very simple. So for analog IC design, this is the region from linear saturation boundary to all the way. Now, for specific applications, as I'm telling you, you will design it here. But what is the problem in designing over here? Beyond the deep saturation region, what is the problem? आपका करंट ज्यादा होगा ना, आप वोल्टेज ज्यादा दे रहे हो, है ना? वोल्टेज ज्यादा दे रहे हो, VDS is high, so that means you have to reduce the VGS value in order to have a lower current. Okay, so we will look into those implications later. So in specific applications only, in analog, we will be designing at this deep saturation region. However, in simple oscillator amplifier kind of circuits, you can basically go for the soft saturation region only. Okay, but any practical IC designs, when you are making an op-amp, for example, an OTA, operation transconductance amplifier, you are designing let us say an oscillator, as I said, with higher gains and all that. In those cases, you will have to design over here. We will look into it later. But however, analog IC design means it will always be in the saturation region. Correct? Okay, now let's proceed further. As some of you have already said that in case of an N MOSFET, what have we seen? This is the P MOSFET or PFET to generalize between all the different field effect transistors. FinFET भी हो सकता है, TFET भी हो सकता है. Okay. Now, over here, what we were doing is we were applying one plus VGS voltage in case of an NFET. This was the P substrate. In case of an PFET, it is going to be N silicon. Just the reverse polarities. Okay. Now, if you are applying a plus VGS, you are going to deplete and finally you will end up with the electrons on the surface. That is basically channel inversion, right? That means the surface will be as much N-type filled with N-type carriers as the bulk will have the P-type carriers. Okay. Now, if you want to invert the situation for the P MOSFET, आपको क्या करना है? You are supposed to bring the holes on the surface, right? And these are also P plus regions, correct? Just the inverted situation. Then you have to obviously apply negative VGS on this, correct? Then in case of an N MOSFET, आप लोग क्या करते थे? यहाँ पर ग्राउंड देते थे, यहाँ पर VDS देंगे, But VDS हम लोग क्या polarity देते थे? What kind of polarity did we apply? We used to apply plus VDS. Why? Because these fellows, these electrons which are here, they had to get attracted towards the drain, correct? Similarly, if I want to design for the PFET, we are putting the ground here. What are we going to do in this case? We have to attract the holes towards this drain side, right? So I'll apply minus VDS because remember the holes are positive charge. तभी तो ये holes इधर जाएगा ना. Correct? Now, remember what I have shown over here is this is minus VDS with respect to the source which is grounded. So this is basically your P field effect transistor. This is N field effect transistor. N MOSFET, P MOSFET. अच्छा, बढ़िया है. Now the thing is, if you have to attract the holes towards the drain, there is another option. आपका your objective is to make sure that the VDS is negative. That means, in other words, VD minus VS is negative. This is very foolish. All of you can understand that VD should be less than VS. Okay. In this case, when we said plus VDS means VDS is greater than 0. Similarly, VD, that means the absolute voltage on the drain side should be larger than the source. Okay. So that means just from common sense we can understand, if we want to ensure that the NFET is functional, we will try to put the source to the lowest possible voltage in the circuit. Lowest possible voltage usually is 0. Okay. For the PFET, we have noticed that VS should be larger than VD. So what we will do generally, in general, of course there are exceptions. In general, if it is a simple circuit, we will try to put the VS to be on the safe side with the largest possible voltage in the circuit. यहाँ पर क्या था? VS, we will put it at the lowest possible voltage. This will be the largest possible voltage for the technology node is VDD. Okay. So that will also help us the same way, correct? So that means instead of writing like this, I could have also done, instead of this ground here, I could have also given something like that. यहाँ पर VDD डालो, इसको हम कुछ एक voltage दे सकते हैं. Okay, any voltage which is less than VDD. That will also be operational, right? Makes sense? And over here, instead of this VDS, I can put a VO over here. This will be functional. This transistor will work as long as VO is greater than 0. Yes or no? Here I am putting it as ground because I am essentially satisfying the same condition that VDS is greater than 0. Here, VDS is less than 0. Now, again, one important part. How do you define VT? VT is the minimum VGS necessary to invert the channel. ठीक है ना? Very good. So in this case, obviously, VGS is always positive, so VT is always going to be 0 or greater than 0. So I'll call it as VTN is always positive. In case of PFET, you have to put as much negative voltage, minimum amount of negative voltage gate bias which you have to apply such that the PFET inverts. Okay. So obviously your VTP will be less than 0. Because VGS is also less than 0, right? Since makes sense. Okay. Now, समझने के लिए तो ये सही है, but when you are making the calculations in the circuit designs, you are going to make severe mistakes, several mistakes, when if you are considering this negative and positive thing. Probably you have got experience of that. इसलिए एक आसान सा तरीका है, you simply invert or reverse the polarities of this and you consider everything as positive quantities. That is what we will be following throughout this course. तो जब भी हमें PFET के बारे में सोचना है, whenever we are studying about the PFET, all we will do is instead of VGS minus VGS, we will consider in terms of VSG. Okay, therefore VSGP is positive, and I will consider VTP with the mod. Okay. Okay, does that sound good to everybody? So this is the convention we will follow throughout this course. Whenever you find PFET, just consider VSGP, VSDP. So over here, what happens? You will be having VSDP is greater than 0. Then VS will be greater than VD. So basically, you are making no mistakes anywhere. Okay. So earlier we have said, okay, let's come back to the flow again. In this case, if you notice, this is the NFET. If you want to switch it on, remember this. Okay. So if I tell you that this is the N MOSFET, अगर हमें P MOSFET का characteristics चाहिए, if you want to have a P MOSFET characteristics over here, what are you going to change? What are you going to change? Simply, I'll replace this by IS. I'll replace this by VSG. I will replace this by VSD. I will replace this by IS. Okay. So all these terminals will change. If you are keeping VDS, it's okay. You have to again put minus everywhere. Okay. Either you do that. Many of the professors teach like that. Many of the textbooks teach like that. But I will keep it very simple. It's better to keep it simple and do not make a mistake rather than make it very complicated and make a mistake. Okay, simplicity is the best policy. So what we will do is we will keep it positive here. आप सिर्फ इसका terminal change कर दो VSD और यहाँ पर सारे VSG हो जाएगा. Got it? Huh? I'm repeating this very many times so that you do not make a mistake here. All right. So where were we? Yes. So now what we have seen is that if it is an NFET, this is your VGSN. N is a subscript here. So VGSN has to be greater than VTN. Cool. So if this is so, and what is the VDSN? Drain with respect to the source, plus minus polarities. Check out the polarities here. So VDSN has to be greater than VOVN. OVN is basically the overdrive of the NFET, VGS minus VT, as I have shown here many times. The soft saturation. So as I told you, for digital IC design, VGS minus VT is fine. For specific analog IC design, it will be VGS equal to VT. वो बाद में देखेंगे. Okay. Now, for the PFET, what is the situation? As I said, I will simply reverse the terminals. तो यहाँ पर VSGP के हिसाब से देखो, VSDP के हिसाब से. VSGP is greater than VTP with a mod. Remember, mod is important because VTP is by default negative. Okay. So VSDP will be greater than VOVP as usual. Okay. Now let us try to understand this. अगर मैंने यहाँ पर VI डाला, so I have added one input signal at the gate. Here also I have added one input signal at the gate. As I said here, for the NFET, what we usually do is we will attach the source terminal to the lowest potential in the circuit. That means VS will be equal to 0. Excellent. वहाँ वही किए हैं. इस VS के टर्मिनल पे मैंने ground लगा दिया. Okay. So what is a VGSN? This voltage will be VI minus 0. That is VI. VGSN equal to VI. Okay. Now, if this NFET has to be switched on, then this VGSN has to be greater than VTN. So VI should be greater than VTN. VTN has to be greater than 0. Okay. VT is positive for NFET, right? So this is the condition for NFET to be on. अच्छा, बढ़िया. So that means अगर मैंने VI को shift किया from 0 to VDD in this linear straight line, VI I'm increasing from 0 to VDD. What will happen? Until VI reaches VTN, this is not switched off, not cut off, but it is in the subthreshold region. I'm emphasizing it many times here because subthreshold leakage is the major source of leakage in modern technology. If we say it is cut off, that means there is no leakage. Excellent. As I said, your smartphone battery charge will live forever. It never does. It finishes off in 1 or 2 days. Correct? Everyone has a smartphone nowadays. So sub-VT is very important. We will analyze this from the circuit perspective in this course. तो यहाँ पर ये सब थ्रेशोल्ड है, लीकेजेस होंगे. तो बियॉन्ड VT टू VDD एनफेट इज ऑन. एक्सेलेंट, कूल. अभी हम आते हैं पीफेट के लिए. ठीक है, पीफेट के लिए हमने क्या देखा? Usually we will put the source terminal directly to the highest possible voltage available on the circuit, that is the VDD. Very nice. अगर हमने यहाँ पर VDD डाल दिया, what is the situation here? Source को मैंने VDD में डाला है. Okay, this is dot dot dot. जब सर्किट बनाएंगे, CMOS बनाएंगे, तब देखेंगे उसका क्या मतलब रिजल्ट है, क्या influence रहेगा. Here also it is dot dot dot. I am only considering the situation when the PFET and the NFET will be switched on. That's it. अब देखो VDD अगर हमने सोर्स पे डाले हैं, then again I am putting a VI as an independent voltage source which is driving this PFET. Then VSGP क्या होगा? As I said, VSGP has to be greater than mod of VTP. तो VSGP क्या होगा? VDD minus VI. This has to be greater than VTP as shown here. And mod of VTP is always positive, है ना? Because VTP is negative, we know. But mod, that means the absolute value is always positive, correct? तो 0 हो गया. So वहां से हमें क्या पता चलता है? That VI, you bring it to the right side, VTP to the left side. So VI should be less than VDD minus VTP. And obviously VI is positive because you are applying a positive voltage only, na? This VI is varying between 0 to VDD. That means VI is always positive. So now if I plot this range on this line here, what is the situation? The PFET will remain on as long as VI is less than VDD minus VTP. तो 0 से लगा के यहाँ पर है आपका VDD minus VTP. The moment VI increases beyond VDD minus VTP, your PFET will be in the subthreshold. Okay, so VDD minus VTP to VDD, it is the subthreshold region for the PFET. So subthreshold leakages will happen over there. In case of NFET, 0 to VTN will be the subthreshold leakage region. So the crux of the story is when the VI is between VTN and VDD minus VTP, both the transistors are switched on. Make sense? देखो NFET VTN से VDD, PFET 0 to VDD minus VTP. So बीच में यहाँ पर दोनों ही switched on है. So all the transitions like both on जो region है, that means this is the region for dynamic power consumption. Okay, this is very important. We will see later on that when we are deep into power consumption analysis and all, then we will notice कि आपका जितना power consumption अगर कम करना है ना, okay, then there are two aspects, dynamic power, static power. This is the dynamic power region. Static power region कहाँ होगा? The subthreshold region पे mainly static power होगा. Okay, so dynamic power will be actually much larger than the static power. But the problem is dynamic power अगर reduce करोगे आपका performance में hit आ जाएगा. Okay, this is very crucial. So if you want to say I want to minimize the power consumption for my digital IC design, excellent, karo. You should actually try to minimize this one and this one subthreshold mein. But if you want to minimize the dynamic power consumption when both the transistors are switched on, your transistor frequency, the performance of your IC will be degrading like anything. We will now check, we will later on in this course, we will see how to ensure that the dynamic power also reduces, yet your circuit performance remains roughly the same. It is not going to be affected that much. You cannot avoid it, but it will not be affected that much. Okay, that is it. At the very beginning of this course, let us identify the regions of our consideration, regions of our interest, so to speak. कि हमें कहां पर concentrate करना है. where do we want to focus so that we can reduce the power consumption without affecting the performance to let us say not without but minimizing the effect on performance. Okay. All right. So when the both regions, dynamic power consumption, switching transition occurs over there. Okay. So what is most important? Transition range kya hai? Like in what input range you are going to have the transition? Very simple. VTN is obviously positive. VI has to be greater than VTN, and VI should be less than this VDD minus VTP. Okay. And this VDD minus VTP is obviously less than VDD. It's clear. Because mod of VTP is a positive quantity. Understood? This is in red color. Very important. Okay. Then, as I said at the very beginning of this course, very beginning of this class, that as a circuit designer, as an IC designer, you are only thinking about these characteristics. Okay, this is your input, let us say. In fact, your libraries which you are using, 1K nanometer library, 45 nanometer library, 7 nanometer FinFET library, all of those libraries are essentially providing you these characteristics. Okay, so for IC designers, device is like a black box. For a device designer, circuit is like a black box. Okay, so as an IC designer, so I'm fortunate that I know something about both devices and circuits. So agar aapko, in this course we will not bother about how to improve this device characteristics. We spent like the last whole semester on this. You can ask your PMD students how to improve the performance of the device. So once these characteristics are given, ab iske saath hum circuits banayenge, correct? So in that case, as I told you, these are what? Simply current as a function of the biases, VDS, VGS. Okay, as you can see, current as a. Similarly, later on we will see capacitance as a function of VDS, VGS. Okay. Now the thing is, capacitance की तो अभी बात नहीं कर रहे हैं. Okay, that will take little bit of our maturity in this, so we will see that capacitance later. So now we will consider only the DC characteristics. So DC characteristics क्या है? Just the DC transfer characteristics. If I am switching the VI, VO कैसे change होगा? Everybody knows this. Okay, it's almost time. On our Saturday's class, we are going to understand this. इसको हम बारीकी से समझेंगे. Okay. Now I will keep on asking questions in the next class, because this is, I'm pretty sure all of you have studied in your BTech as well as in the VLSI design course. But whatever things you do not know, whatever concepts are unclear, we will clarify in our next class. Okay. So I hope this will be done very soon, and then we will understand the concept of instability of the static CMOS inverter. Then we will revisit the Barkhausen criteria, and then using Barkhausen criteria, we will try to define the noise margin of the static CMOS inverter. Okay, I'm going a little bit fast, I guess, but the reason why I'm doing this, because these are something which you are supposed to know already. Okay, this is the part of the VLSI design course, my dear. So in fact, I thought I will skip all this, but maybe in fact, you can tell me, is it okay that I go into such depth, or I can skip all that? Hello? If you are, all of you are kind of familiar with these concepts at this depth, of course. Okay? Switch on हो रहा है, switch off हो रहा है, ये सब nonsense है. That is good enough for the BTechs. In fact, I don't think, but still. But you are master students. You are going to be professional engineers after 6 months. After 1 year at the most. Okay, your seniors are already, they are working with industry level circuits. So kam ho raha hai, zyada ho raha hai, like it is going to be low, high, these are not okay. We have to specifically identify kitna high, how much high, what is the exact value. Only then you can make an IC design. Okay. That's all for today. So see you on Saturday's lecture. Okay. Thank you so much.